The Pittsburgh Steelers have upgraded their quarterback position with the additions of former Denver Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson and former Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields. After the acquisitions were made, Wilson stated that he was excited to work with Fields. Fields, kind of on the other hand, made it a point to be known that he was gunning for the starting position. Back in March, head coach Mike Tomlin explained that Wilson will have the quote, pole position in terms of having the starting job, which basically means that he is considered to be QB1. But positions can change. But it seems as though the Steelers coaching staff is letting the quarterback battle play out. Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith emphasized this when speaking to reporters on Tuesday. He stated, Russ is in the pole position. It's a competition. Obviously, we get to Latrobe. I'm sure things will heat up, but both those guys knew that however they were acquired, and they got here, and I think it's been pretty transparent. Wilson is the veteran out of the two, heading into his 13th season, but also had some issues while playing for the Broncos. The 35-year-old told the media he feels rejuvenated since arriving in Pittsburgh early this spring. Fields is much younger than Wilson at 25, and he has only 3 seasons under his belt. So, honestly, this is pretty fun to me. You know, anytime you get kind of a competition for a position on a roster, it's gonna create an atmosphere where people are excited and people are wanting to work harder. Your quarterbacks want to work harder. Being QB1 is probably the biggest deal of a football team. So when you have two really, really good quarterbacks that you've gotten a hold of, having them compete is only going to push everyone else too. So it's pretty exciting to me to see that the Steelers have gotten both Fields and Wilson. In my personal opinion, how it's going to play out, I think, is that going into the season, Wilson is going to get the starting spot pretty much based off, experience, age, that type of thing. I think that he's the, kind of go to choice here. But I think as the season progresses, I think by the end of the year, we might see Fields take over that position. That's my personal opinion. I think once Fields gets back on track and, gets adjusted and used to playing for the Steelers, I think his talent's going to override Wilson as, again, Wilson is 35 years old and has had some issues in, the past season or so. I think he's kind of run his course a little bit. And I think by the end of the season, Fields is going to, be that kind of young QB, hopefully a franchise QB for the Steelers that is going to take over.
Yeah, I completely agree. When the Steelers signed Russell Wilson, I thought that was an absolutely phenomenal signing. It was just fantastic because Russ is making somewhere like 30, $40 million this year, and almost all of that's being paid by the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton cutting Russell Wilson cost so much dead cap for the Broncos that Russ took a league veteran minimum to sign with the Steelers. They're paying him nothing for a 1-year deal. Russ is making an absolutely exorbitant amount of money right now. It's just a it works out so well. The QB market being as expensive as it is, and you wind up in a scenario like this where you can get someone who used to be a top talent and maybe struggled a little bit more maybe he struggled in Denver, but perhaps he has a chance to give it one more hurrah in the black and gold before he calls it a career. That's what you want to go for. Absolutely. I also think that Russell Wilson is and will be and should be the starter this season. I have a bit of a different take on it though. I have and I this is something I'm really passionate about. Quarterbacks, especially rookie quarterbacks, should not be starting week 1. I think that it is terrible for their development if you are in a position as an NFL team to draft a quarterback early, you do not have a good roster. I think that grabbing drafting a quarterback to put them in is not contingent on success because the quarterback's going to get hurt. They don't have a whole lot of weapons to throw to. I think that it's not a good idea. If you want this quarterback to be the face of your franchise, you have to keep them healthy. You have to keep them safe. You have to keep them in a capacity where they can learn without getting absolutely clobbered week in and week out. And personally, I believe they should sit for an entire year and then come in the year after, and we could really see what they're all about. When it comes to Justin Fields, he's almost like a rookie, and I say almost. He has plenty of years of experience with the Bears. We've seen him develop more and more as he's come up, especially when DJ Moore came into the field, and Fields finally actually had a reliable receiver because Darnell Mooney has bricks for hands. No offense intended. I really do like Darnell Mooney. He just can't catch a football. It's a position right now where Justin Fields is about to get paid. He's about to get paid by the Steelers. They are going to give him a contract of pretty like epic proportions, I would assume. If I'm the Steelers, I'm letting Fields sit for the entire season unless Russ just absolutely physically cannot do it. Let him learn the system. You traded for Fields because you think Fields is going to be the answer. You think this is your face of the franchise. You think this is your guy to lead you into the absolute jungle that is the NFC or AFC North. Let him sit. Let him learn the system. There is no need to rush him in. You have Russ on a 1-year deal to be the veteran guide. You have him to be the mentor. Let him be the mentor. Let him start. Let Fields learn. Let Fields develop into the guy that you want leading your Pittsburgh team. And when he is ready, when he is fully prepared to go, you put him in and you watch him absolutely light it up.
Yeah, I don't hate that take. I don't hate that take in the slightest, actually. I think that, especially in this case, I think in terms of rookie quarterbacks, it kind of varies team to team. Sometimes that's their only feasible option. You get a great guy out of college, you want to start him. And, we've seen that go up in flames multiple times. I mean, I immediately think kind of, again, a little bit different, but Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, we've seen the issues that have come again. Joe Burrow put up a great first couple of years, but we see the issues when you throw in a great quarterback out of college with a garbage disposal of a team, if you will. So I completely think that that's a reasonable take. It's a good place for the Steelers though, because again, Fields does have some experience. And when you're putting him under a guy like Russell Wilson, he's only going to learn and he's only going to get better. So I'm excited to see this play out.
Yeah, absolutely. So am I. With that being said, that is going to be the end of our time today. As always, if you did enjoy what we had to offer today and you want to listen to some more of your top news takes, as always, KDKA's Next Take, 1A to 5A, every weekday morning, Monday to Friday. As always, I'm Colin Ferguson.
And I'm Aaron Clark.
And we will see you tomorrow for our next take.